Okay, the next category is the fear of independence. And the fear of independence comes on at various stages. And what it can look like is with younger children, they can start needing you at night. A lot of separation anxiety happens with the fear of independence. They can start to cry when you leave them. And so separation anxiety is very common for kids, 5 and under and that kind of thing. As I said last week, it's important to be bored by your child's anxiety and not to get wrapped up in that. And so you may also find that older kids, when they start to need reassurance and seek reassurance, they will become kind of self-critical, and you'll hear them say things about themselves like, I'm stupid, or I'm ugly, or, I'm fat, or my arms are too hairy. It's amazing when you can hear this self-criticism. And so a lot of times parents ask me what to do with this. And what do we typically do? We say things like, oh, come on, you're beautiful and you're smart, and no, your arms aren't too hairy. And we give them this reassurance. But does that help? It doesn't help, because our kids know that we think they're amazing. And we want our kids to trust us, and we want to be alongside our kids. So being alongside our kids means that we can be with them and listen to how they're feeling, be able to put into words, it sounds like you're feeling insecure right now, and draw out their feelings, and then be able to normalize the feeling. Normalize that we all have times, not minimize. There's a difference between those two things. Normalizing that we all have times where we feel insecure. And sometimes you can say to your child, what is it that you're needing? What would be helpful? Or sometimes you just sit with the feeling. But they will trust you if you do that. They will know that you're not just, constantly giving them gushy, empty praise. You're being real with them. And a big task of parenting is to teach children that, yes, you will experience all kinds of feelings. This is part of the human condition. And the message is feelings have an intensity and then they drift off, but we can handle these feelings rather than being overprotective and denying the feelings or minimizing or gushing praise. And so you might also see kids wanting you to do things for them that they can do for themselves. You do it for me, I can't do it. And, as a parent, healthy parents individuate too. Healthy parents get tired of waking up with their kids through the night. Healthy parents get frustrated and start to say, no, I'm not going to do this anymore. I need you to do it. So just as you're individuating from your role as a parent or that stage of parenting, your child wants to take you back. And the plea to do it for me, I can't do it, is actually psychologically your child saying, I'm needing reassurance. I need more reassurance so that I can just go back a little bit. And if I can go back a little bit, then I can spring forward again. So often just around certain growth spurts, you'll find that your child regresses. And so psychologically, they need you to parent them the way you did a little while ago. Now, younger kids, you may see babyish behavior and regressive behavior. It might be because you've got a younger baby at home, but these kids will go through babyish behavior even if they don't have a younger sibling. And what do you do when they say, you do it for me, I can't? Well, you take that little tiny step back without distorting your life. You can say something like, you know what, today I am going to help you, but I bet you tomorrow you'll be able to do this yourself. Because what you don't want to do is shame them for feeling this way, because you know that this is part of 2 steps forward, 1 step back. This is part of moving toward becoming an adult. When my daughter was 4, she decided that she wanted to go back to wearing a diaper. And she hadn't worn diapers for a little while. And I explained to her that we didn't have any diaper money. And, I said, I know you love diapers and that, but we don't have any diaper money. And anyway, Lexi had a birthday and there was Easter. And she came to me one day. She's so persistent. She doesn't let these things go. And she came to me one day with $25. And she said, I have diaper money. Is this enough money to buy diapers? And I wanted to say, no, diapers cost $1,000. And I thought about it, and I thought, okay, she's 4, she's going through this, fear of independence. And we just had a new puppy dog that was getting a lot of attention, and Lexi was getting in trouble for pulling the dog's tail and doing all those things that kids do, or hugging the dog too much. And so I thought, I'm just going to go with this. And I thought, there's no way that by the time we get to Mayfair that she's going to want to stick with the diaper idea. So we went to Mayfair when they used to have a drugstore, but first I took her to Toys R Us. And I said, you could have one of these for $25. And she wouldn't look at a thing. She kept saying, I want diapers. When are we getting the diapers? I thought, shoot, this is not working. So we went to the drugstore, and diapers were on sale, the pull-ups. And so she had enough money left over for diapers and a baby bottle, which I took personally because I breastfed that kid for a long time. Anyway, we get home, and she puts on her pull-ups and has this baby bottle, and Bruce gets home from work. And she meets him at the front door, and I'm standing behind her because I know Bruce is going to be like, what's going on here? And he opens the door, and Lexi's going, Dada, Dada. And his eyebrows are going all over his forehead, and I pull him aside. He says, what's going on, Ellie? Why is she wearing a diaper? And I tried to explain the fear of independence, and that this probably won't last long. He said, well, how long? I said, I don't know. Well, her friend Emily used to come over, and they'd put on the pull-ups, and they'd walk around, and they had rules around where they could wear them and where they couldn't wear them, and they'd never wear them to preschool, and she didn't use them. But she went until that last pull-up was almost deteriorated, and it was held together by duct tape, and then it fizzled away. And, that was just a kind of a creative way of regressing. And I'm really glad it worked out. And I'm really glad that at 26, she isn't still walking around in pull-ups.